good morning. I hope you had an awesome weekend. This is where we kick off another awesome week. I'm thinking that's what it is. Production. We're looking to be productive more than our last week. So, let's see what's in the headlines, and then we're coming back after this.
Good morning. Investigations into claims of sexual harassment by a senior member of the Royal Civil Police Force will be undertaken once a sexual harassment policy for that department is finalized.
These sexual harassment allegations, I can tell you, we are dealing with it, and at the appropriate time. It's a very sensitive nature, a very sensitive issue. I cannot just tell you everything about it right now. But at an appropriate time, when we have thoroughly put everything in place to deal with it, I can assure you, I will give you an update. Sexual harassment is a very serious thing, not only for the Royal Central Police Force, but for all institutions, and we will not stand by at any time to just allow it to slip by. It's something we take very serious. And I think every institution, whether it's the police, Ministry of Education, health, the press, every institution should have a sexual harassment policy. So if you or the members of the press or any other institution do not have one, I think it's something that you should start thinking.
This was among several revelations made by Police Commissioner Cressida Descartes-Pellews at a press briefing on Thursday last week. In more police news, the RSLPF has launched an investigation into the police involved in the shooting of Sylvester Modest at Choiseul on December 28th. Modest was shot while trying to escape police custody. He had been brought in by officers in connection with a cutlass attack against his former domestic partner, Agatha Frank, on Wednesday, December 27th. Some members of the public have voiced concerns about the police possibly using excessive force, and the RSLPF, in response, has cautioned the public against rushing to judgment on the matter and is asking you to wait on the findings of the investigation.
We understand the concern, and it is justified. But again, it is a bit premature at this point for any one of us to jump to conclusion and say that force was used or persons are dissatisfied with what the police officers did. That is why we have the competent authority that I spoke of, the Major Crime Unit, conducting the investigation. Only then, when they have concluded the investigations, would we be in a position to say, well, it is against the police officer or he was justified in the action that he took.
Modest's former partner, Agatha Frank, who survived that cutlass attack from him, is also calling for justice on his behalf. Police have made a breakthrough in the island's latest homicide case. Meanwhile, one person has been arrested in connection with the fatal stabbing of 30-year-old Shane Edwin, and that happened on December 31st, 2023. The announcement came during that police press conference on Thursday. The resident of Washoe walked into the St. Lucia Fire Service headquarters asking for medical assistance after being stabbed in his torso. He, however, succumbed to the injuries sustained at the OKU hospital. On Wednesday, January 3rd, the police, acting on information received, arrested one man believed to be part of a group responsible for the attack on Edwin. A relative of Edwin, you will recall, has expressed suspicions that the altercation may have been connected to a cooking gas tank. 5 years on, the murder case of Kimberly De Leon remains unresolved. The mother of two was fatally shot at her Mont Fortune residence on October 29, 2018. At that press briefing on Thursday, on January 4th, Police Commissioner Cressida Descartes-Pellews provided an update to the media, revealing that the case was still at a standstill, as local police are awaiting findings from various analyses being done overseas. One of the critical elements being handled externally is the ballistics testing, which could shed light on the weapon used in the murder case.
At this stage, there is a critical part of this investigation that cannot be conducted by the local police. It's being done by external entities. So we are hoping that we can get this the soonest. We are putting some pressure on the Attorney General's office to get this information for us. But as it is now, we are not in control of this part of the investigation.
The murder victim's mother, Mary Williams, has been tirelessly pushing for justice for her daughter. Over the years, Williams has expressed frustration with both the RSLPF and the DPP for their lack of communication and dissemination of information on the matter. These are your top stories. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Thank you, Kendall. We now take a break and come right back. Monday, we want to kick off with some inspiring stories. So our first feature, Juanita, Go Feed My Lamb, one of our very own at DBS here, has got her own foundation, Go Feed My Lamb, and she does an annual brunch for the homeless every year around Christmas time. She did hers a little after Christmas because she had an awesome explanation for that as well, but we definitely caught some of the action. So here's Juanita and the Go Feed My Lamb brunch. Well, we're here at the City Hall with Juanita. I was moved to practical tears when we walked in here because I knew of that vision that Juanita had years ago after her near-death experience. And she made a promise to herself and a promise to the Most High that she was going to serve Him in this way. She was going to give herself up to service. And she has kept true to that to date. And she spoke to us about it a lot, and to actually see Juanita is actually following through this, and to have walked into the City Hall today and see how excited the effort that's been put in this. It was not a watered down because we're doing it for the homeless. It was nothing of that sort. I could have sworn I got my plate of food as well because the atmosphere, the energy was at the highest level. Juanita, commendations to you. Commendations to Go Feed My Lamb, you and your team.
Yes.
This is a wonderful and absolutely remarkable drive.
Thank you, Marie.
Tell me about it. This is the second time you're doing that. It's a brunch.
Yeah,
You
that's the
do
second
your
brunch.
annual stuff. You
Yes,
do your
yes.
weekly stuff.
Yes.
You do your weekend
Every
stuff.
Saturday we give them breakfast.
Right.
Yes.
But for the Christmas
for the
season
Christmas
or for the
season,
holiday season,
yes.
you've decided to go further.
Always. Christmas time, we always have a brunch. It's our second annual, the second time we're doing it, the brunch. We don't only do it on Christmas. We do it for Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Easter, and Christmas. Oh, Journée Creole. Yes, we do it for Journée Creole as well. So we always treat them, because at that time, everybody go out and have fun. So they need to be treated the same. They need to feel it. Because, whatever the circumstance, the situation, it's not something that they call upon themselves. I don't think nobody wants to be in that situation. But things do happen and they end up in it. So we have to rope them into society. Let them know that they're part of society.
It is a full-blown thought process. Now, you put yourself down, really. This is really service. Because at this time, like you rightfully said, everybody is out there having a good time around this time. You could choose to be doing that as well and just stop at just feeding them on the weekend.
Now,
but you've gone
before Christmas.
Right.
But this year, everybody says, when are you? You're not feeding us this year? We're not having our brunch? I said yes. Because you see, around Christmas time, everybody comes out and do something for them. I did not want to be part of the everybody. We have to be unique because I want them to feel special. So that's why we decided we're going to do the last Saturday in December.
Not to mention also, there's a rush of excitement everybody wants to do for Christmas,
Yes.
and then after Christmas, everybody drop them. So I guess, to still feel the continuation of that love, it extends,
It has not ended here. Normally we'd give them the food hamper at this time during the brunch. But we've decided, you know what, we will give it to them in January. Because everybody's giving them something in December again. So we decided the second week in January, which is the 13th, we'll be giving the food hampers. Every single person will get a food hamper. Some of them will have the non-perishable. Some of them don't have means of cooking the food. So we give them stuff that they can just open and eat. So we did the registration, and so we know what their needs are. That's the most important thing. We know what their needs are.
That's what I was going to ask you. How do you know? Every individual, what?
Yes, they were interviewed. And I did say to them, do not lie to me. I asked them, do you get assistance from government? Do you get assistance from family members? You need to speak the truth. Because if you do not speak the truth, then in the long run, you're going to suffer. Because last year, we had a situation where those who said they were homeless, when we gave them the smaller package, because we have crackers and the sausages and the tuna that you can just open and eat, and those who had place to cook, they had a bigger hamper. So they were saying, you have preference. I said, no, based on your application, you stated XYZ, so I'm giving you according to your needs. So you do not have to lie, you just have to speak the truth and everything will be okay. So we always try to go all out and assist them as much as possible.
Right. Who are some of the, obviously you can't put on something of that magnitude.
Let me tell you, we have a lot of sponsors. So, special thanks to our sponsors, Blue Water, KFC, Caritas, Tolling Manufacturers, Ferrans Food, Advanced Caribbean, Ministry of Commerce, Tiles Plus, Massy Stores, Samuel's Ministries, Sol Isi Limited, Barak Electrical, Goodrich Associates Limited, Heineken St. Lucia, Eugenie's Delight, Sam's Chicken, Baby Village, Winners Chow Mein, Tenderoni Pasta, Ramco Plastics, DBS Television. I hope I didn't miss anyone. Please forgive me if I did because it's a lot. But I say special thank you. And to our volunteers, special thank you to the volunteers. They've been with us for 7 long years. And to our DJ Mervyn, thank you so very much.
This is amazing, Juanita. All the best, and
Thank you.
all the best moving forward as well with
Thank you, Mary.
Go Feed My Lamb.
Thank you.
I'm signing up as a volunteer. And sticking to theme for this Monday morning as we kick off some positive notes, we caught up with Diane. Diane, of course, is aligned with the St. Lucia Cancer Society. And we are here in St. Lucia. It's going to be putting on the first ever Relay for Life event. And some volunteers came forth, and persons are getting excited as we move on closer to the actual date, which is the 4th of February. So here's
DBS
Diane.
is full blown in effect, definitely in support of the Relay for Life with the St. Lucia Cancer Society. We're here with Diane because we are going to be on board every step of the way. This is the first time that this has been done. It is something revolutionary. We definitely want to see it become a success and grow to its full extent. So we are definitely going to continue to be on board. Now, after the launch, we spoke to Dr. Tamara, but something significant happened this morning as we continue to get closer to the 4th of February, because it's when the actual, it's not an actual race, but it's like a walk around, whatever you want to do, just to create and keep that awareness on. Yes. So it's not we're running for a prize, but it is really and truly about using that sort of avenue to be able to keep the awareness on, to raise the awareness, keep it on, to support a lot of the people who are still around with us and need that kind of support. So here we are. And we committed to this. Diane, here you are again. Diane is just listen, she is just a service provider. That's all I'm going to call her. Listen, Lucy, not none on Diane. Diane is just so big on service. So it's not by chance we find you here again.
Yes.
What happened this morning? Because we're getting closer. This morning you had volunteers?
Yes,
Okay.
this morning what we had happening is that we had a meeting with our volunteers. And not just our volunteers, but people who will be helping us in terms of the mobilization, really getting the message out there. It is very important for any activity that we ensure that those who will be working with us are in on it. Yes. They understand what we're doing. They are excited about what is happening. And today we saw a lot of excitement. They will sharing wonderful ideas in terms of how we could make that event a success. We spoke about a relay, but it is actually to showcase that cancer never sleeps. And that is why we are asking people to come on board. Everybody in St. Lucia knows somebody who they have lost to cancer. Maybe a friend, a neighbor, somebody has lost somebody to cancer. And it's a day that we intend to celebrate our survivors, because we do have cancer survivors in St. Lucia, to celebrate our survivors and to remember those that we lost to cancer. So it promises to be a day of remembrance, a day of excitement, a day of love, a day of sharing, a day of caring. And it is not a one-time event, but an event that we are doing in St. Lucia for the very first time. It originally started in the US by the American Cancer Society, and we are delighted to be the third Caribbean country that will be hosting Relay for Life. So we are basically inviting organizations, youth groups, senior groups, churches, everybody to come and be part of Relay for Life, because somebody in every single organization has a family member that has or is being currently impacted by cancer.
Absolutely. So you had how many volunteers? How many people signed up this morning?
This morning we had a little over 13 volunteers, and they're all excited. But whilst we had 13 key volunteers who would be the lead persons, they do have their team.
Okay.
So they do have
But you need
their
a lot
team.
of hands on board.
We need a lot of hands on board, because one of the things that will be standing out is the luminaria ceremony.
Right.
The luminaria ceremony is where we will be remembering our survivors, where we will be remembering those that we lost to cancer. And this is a time that people need love, they need support. And that is what we want to do. Apart from the services that we provide, we want to give cancer patients, cancer survivors hope. Even the family as well, the community as well. Hope that, there is some, some, how would I say it?
A light, maybe?
There is some light,
Light,
yes. Being diagnosed with cancer doesn't immediately give you a life or death sentence. There is some light, there is some hope, and there is support in St. Lucia, and that is what we really want to drive whilst we go ahead and raise some funds, which is much needed for the services that we provide, and not just the services, but the treatment. One would agree that cancer treatment is one of the most expensive treatments, not just on island, but everywhere.
Everywhere else. All right. Well, so that's definitely a step in the
Yes.
right direction. You spoke of the luminaries,
Luminaria.
Luminaria. That's going to be a segment or inclusion into the thing. Now we're wrapping up because we're staying on you with this. We're staying on you and Doc with this. We are here. We got to provide. Everybody's got to
Yes.
play their part.
Yes.
And this is our part as
Yes.
TBS. We have committed to that. So we're definitely going to keep abreast with every step of the way as we get closer to the 4th of February.
Yes.
You want to turn up the light? I want to see what it's going to look like. Yeah. You want to
All right.
look? This is what it's going to look like.
So imagine having a number of people on that day, over 400, I would say maybe 1,000, because people from overseas do have the opportunity, if they wish to purchase the bag and the message in remembrance of their loved one, they can do that. So imagine having 1,000 of these bags of persons that we remember, persons that we celebrate through cancer. So imagine what it's going to look like. That's going to be happening around sundown, it would be about 6 p.m., 6:37, because we really want to have the impact of the lights, and that people could remember those that we have lost to cancer.
Well, you know what? We got to wrap up, but we definitely stay on board with this.
Yes.
I'm happy we have volunteers coming on board, and other persons could definitely do the same. Sign up.
Yes.
Check you guys at the Cancer Society and do just that.
Other persons can sign up. It's or contact us via stluciacancersociety.org, or they could email us stluciacancersociety@gmail.com.
Wonderful. So there you have it.
Yes.
What are you waiting for? Get on board. It's the 4th of February, and we definitely in. We all in.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine is Lorianne Sushan, Shani Victorine, Sarah Alexander, and Vernell Augustine. Let's get ready to wine. For this morning's workout, we will be doing a groovy stretch routine to Close to Me by Kiss.
Stay close to me. Break your back when you whine like that. Move
4,
slow for me.
3, 2, 1. Take
Stay
it up.
close to me.
Right arm, bend
Pull me
it.
tighter.
Pull gently
Wrap
at the
your
elbow.
arms around me.
Switch.
Girl, me don't know why you drift away. The way you put it on me,
Take it up.
make me walk
Open
out
out.
every day.
Right hand across the
One
chest.
touch, one thing
And
that's
push
not
towards.
you. Just back it
4,
up.
3,
I let me spark it.
2, 1.
Girl, me want do what you want to. Lift up the thing if you wanna. Body to body you wanna.
4,
I got time if you
3,
wanna.
2,
Girl, I want you stay
1.
low.
Open
Lift
out.
up the thing if you wanna.
Arms behind the
Body
back.
to body you wanna.
Push down.
I got time if you wanna. Everything that you do, girl, I want you stay
Release.
close to me.
Hug
Make you
yourself.
back when you whine like that, move slow for me. Yeah. Stay
Open out.
close to me.
Switch the arms.
Hold me tight and wrap your arms around me. Yeah.
Open
Yeah.
out.
Them don't really have to
Arms
know. You
Lean
want
to the right.
somebody
Make sure the
just to
chest
give
is
you that
facing
thing on the low.
forward. Take it up.
I know what you're
and
feeling,
switch.
but it's about time that you give me that love.
And you're still
I'm
breathing
not
as you're
trying to
stretching.
keep that up. So tell me
Take
you
it
get
up.
this.
Open
Get
out.
this. So
We're
we
going to
can
isolate
get
the
straight
hip,
to the
right,
point. Yeah.
roll.
Lift
4,
up the thing if you
3,
wanna.
2,
Body to body
left
you
side,
wanna.
4,
I got time if you
3,
wanna.
2. We're going to use the core. Squeeze.
Lift up the thing if you wanna.
And up.
Body to body you wanna.
Squeeze.
I got time if you wanna.
And out from here, we drop the
Everything
chest,
that you do,
bend at
girl, I
the
want you
hips.
stay close to me.
Nice flat back.
Bring you back when you whine like that. Move slow for me. Move slow for me. Oh,
Tuck the tailbone in, arch
stay
the back,
close to me.
and
girl.
roll up. Your head is the last thing
Hold me tight,
to come
don't
up.
let go. No.
We're going to take the right leg.
How want you hold on to me,
To the
girl?
back.
Give me the thing
Focus
when
on
you're
one
whining.
spot.
How want you
Hold
rough
on
up
to
the
something,
thing,
you can
girl?
do that.
Because you know how I like it.
We're going to bring the leg
How want you
forward.
hold on to me, girl? You know how I feel it. Stay close
And
to
switch.
me. Stay
Left
close
leg.
to me.
Forward. And down. Thank you so much for joining us for this morning's workout. We hope you are feeling sexy, sultry, and strong. Have a wonderful day.
And that is our show for this morning. Go on out and be awesome. Be awesome today and kick off another amazing week right here. Let's do it again tomorrow right here on DBS This Morning.